the new single then, Step Into My Life?
I think Step Into My Life was probably the quickest song I've ever written with the guys. I think it took like an hour, and when we wrote it, we just kind of listened back to it and we were like, yeah, this is really good. This is really good.
What's it actually about?
I guess there's two meanings. It kind of started off about everybody having like a soulmate, and it could be a connection between friends, between a boyfriend, a girlfriend, family member. And I actually believe that everybody has that connection with somebody. But there's also another meaning, and that is, wouldn't it be like amazing to like step into someone else's life, step into someone else's shoes, and see that other person's point of view? Because we never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that in a second. But first, I just want to ask you, MC8. Obviously, Dee Dee wrote that song, and you came onto it. How did you feel coming onto that song? What kind of got you going? I want to be on that.
Well, basically, the guys played it to me, and I heard a voice, and I thought, you know what, this girl could sing. I never met her or anything. If this girl could sing, they were saying, no, she's brilliant, and she just sings it just live. You want to hear her live, you know. And then basically, just like how Dee Dee wrote in an hour, same thing. I just heard it, and if I click with it, I just pick up the pen. They'll know we've got a thing in there called the manual, and it's a folder with paper in it. I just sit down there. They play it a couple of times. I just wrote it, and it just comes, and the next line it just comes to you. I don't know how I do it, or, you know, it just comes to you. You know, same thing. Dee Dee will tell you, just when you're flowing, it flows.
It flows.
Yeah, and it just
flows.
Yeah, and it just came to me, and then put it down, and that was it.
So, the cost of the song is about inspirations. Whose footsteps could you walk into if you wanted to actually go into someone else's shoes? Who would they be? Would it be Michael Jackson, or is there another person that means something to both of you that actually, you know what, I would like to go into their shoes? I'd like to see how they live for a day.
Definitely Beyonce. She's just like one of these stars that just is also so inspirational. She gets up on stage, she performs amazingly. Her voice is amazing, the way she writes is amazing, and I just wonder, you know, what would it be like to be Beyonce? She must have bad days. Do you know what I mean? She must have bad days, and I think with the whole fame and everything, I'm just interesting.
It really is interesting. I mean, I've watched many documentaries about Beyonce, and you know, to see the real person behind her, it's a bit like, you know, you do come up with this perfect image. Is it really there though? Are we seeing the actual Beyonce? Are we seeing this exaggerate? For example, she's Beyonce Knowles, but she puts on this exaggerated figure of herself. You know, she was at the Grammys a couple of months ago, and it was all very sexual. But is she actually like that in real life? I wonder. What about you, MC Nate? What about you, MC Nate? Who would you walk into? No, one more time. What about you, MC Nate? Which footsteps would you like to walk into?
For a day, will I be for a day?
Yeah.
I'll be Barack Obama for a day, because that looks like a real laugh. Yeah, that looks alright, dude.
It's a good laugh, sitting behind a desk in a suit.
Yeah, just walking around and, you know, just saying something, this law. That's not bad, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll do that for a day, yeah. Barack Obama. That's
only for a day, though. You wouldn't do it for...
No. On the second day, on the second day when the world hates me, I'll be like, bruv, take it back.
Okay, so one law you could make, what would it be? If you could make one law right now.
One law. Free healthcare to everybody who's paying healthcare over there, the poor fellas, you know, and women. Yeah, free healthcare to the sick. Yeah, and give the nurses, the doctors, all them people, their wages would be some mad wages. Yeah, astronauts would be on barely nothing because what they do is in space. But the nurses and the doctors, they'd be on major money.
Talking about free healthcare, funny story. This morning I was like, oh god, I've got a blister on my foot. What do I do? You call up the doctor. They're like, oh, the doctors are busy. There's no one left. They'll give you a call. So the doctor called me and was like, what's your problem? I said, well, I've got a blister on my foot. What do I do? And she's like, you can get blister plasters. I was like, there we go. Imagine if they got paid to do that. Imagine if they got paid to have a 30-second phone call.
Well, that would be alright, innit? I mean, I'd probably give this up and try and apply for a job myself. You cut your finger, ring me.
Right, well, you guys are going to stay right there. We're going to play your song, Step Into My Life. You're listening to the Johnny Seifert Breakfast Show on Scratch Radio. We'll be back after this.
Dee Dee Kaye, Maxwell, lead MC.
Step into my life.
Step into my life. Gotta bring the freshness.